We would say you come on the North American band of reggae.
Yeah.
And as being a touring DJ, I know you've been in the UK as well as throughout the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Have you touched much in Europe outside of the UK?
Of course.
Now, being a touring DJ,
yeah.
How does your selection change going to different parts? Because a song that will hit in New York,
yeah, definitely,
will hit different than when you're in Europe, and then when you're in the Caribbean. So me being a Bermudian, I can tell you as from a Bermudian perspective, we listen to the English style of reggae as well as the North American, and you would say the Jamaican.
Yeah.
So our tone of listening to music is well versed.
Yeah.
But how do you feel like pushing the Addies brand in certain places where you have to say, do I run the Addies brand or do I filter it and then gradually get into the Addies brand?
Well, when it comes to Addies, dub plates, I feel like anywhere I go, the dub plates always get a great reception because a lot of Addies fans listen to the cassettes. So once they hear the cassette, they know the tunes. Yeah. But when it comes to like juggling, it's more, if I go play in Europe, tunes that play in Brooklyn don't play in Europe. So you have to do your homework and understand like, yo, maybe I should play more Junior Gong and more Protege, more Chronics than you would actually play in Brooklyn. When you go to Brooklyn now, it would be more cartel and them kind
hardcore.
Of yeah, more.
Now, speaking on that,
yeah,
what would you say would be your time base when you go into a different area? Like when you're traveling to UK, say the party's on Friday, would you tell the permitter, look, could you bring me into Wednesday? So the Thursday night I can touch base to get a feel. Because of the difference when somebody says, look, KingPin, I'm from England, play this, this, and this.
Yeah.
But it's a difference from a DJ's perspective. If you sit there and just go in a local club to see how it appeals and how you should play.
I mean, I would love to always go there at least a day ahead of time so I can actually see the crowd and go to a party before I touch the stage. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Or even if I can't go a day ahead of time, I'll actually try to listen to the radio to see what's hot.
Popular.
Yeah. Or I would just ask a question.
Now,
yeah,
KingPin, this one's gonna throw you off.
Let me hear one.
As we've said many times, you're the second generation of Addies.
Yeah.
You are the generation to come after Babyface.
I would say fourth generation.
Fourth generation.
Yeah, fourth generation.
And Mataron.
Yeah.
As you being a member of Addies, a lot of the old heads would say, oh, he needs to play like Babyface. He needs to touch the mic like Mataron and stuff like that there. How do you find you as KingPin to give your own identity to the Addies brand?
I mean, that's a tough one because I mean, everybody has their opinion. The older, more mature people that been listening to Addies from the 90s will always want to hear their tunes. But it's my job also to play tunes for the people that's my age. You know what I mean? So I have to, no matter what. I've been to places and I played new tunes and older heads would be like, yo, you know what I mean? Will feel disappointed but my job is to play for everybody. So I will always try to give people their style and give them my style as well. You understand?
Yeah, different perspectives.
Of course. And that's the challenge of a younger selector playing one of these sounds that's been doing it for years. It's always that challenge of mixing it up for everybody to enjoy themselves.
Right, and then a lot of times you find as being the new guy to this iconic sound system, it's hard to push your brand of how you play. Because a lot of guys say, oh, he joined Addies. He's got to play like this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Where you was actually brought into Addies because management saw a style in you that you can co-ed and create with the sound itself.
Definitely. It's I feel every selector that's in my kind of shoes goes through that, but you always got to push your music as well. Like my artists are like Popcorn, and my generation of artists. What I mean, so you got to push your artists as well. So
now, speaking of your artists, who are your favorite artists and why?
if you know me, I'm more kind of relaxed and mellow. So my favorite kind of artists are like Chronix, Protege. If you're on a regular day, you will hear me listening to those guys' music. You know, those kind of artists. But at the same time, I listen to Cartel and Joshy and Skilly Bang and like, you know,
Okay.
all everything new we have to listen to, cause that's we DJs.
That's the business.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the business.
business.
But on a regular day, like, you know, Chronix.
Now, I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna switch it up completely. Hope you're ready.
No problem.
What do you believe the state of reggae is versus the state of dancehall? As a selector, you know there's two different types. Reggae is what we consider the Grammy Award side of it. We'll call dancehall the underground side of it. What's your state on that?
I don't like to separate the two, honestly. I just believe, I understand what you're saying, but I don't like to separate it. But when you say reggae, you mean like, say, like Chronix of those artists.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I feel like dancehall, in a whole, everything is, it's moving forward. It's moving forward the right way. I feel like, I want to say it the right way. I would say like people of the 90s will probably find a problem with how an artist like Joshy will perform, or an artist or his music, or somebody like Skeng. They would probably find a problem with that.
Right.
But that's just this timing. It's just this era.
Right.
So
And then from conversations I've had,
Yeah.
from me being a DJ myself,
Yeah.
I have to tell people, as the generations change, so does the style of the music
yeah.
and the understanding.
Of course.
And what we find with a lot of old heads,
Yeah.
they still have their 90s mentality.
But the thing is, even back then, when Bounty and
Right.
Beanie Man,
It was a culture shock to the parents on the stuff he was talking about.
It's just everything's evolving, and everybody has to move with the time. If you don't like what is going on, I'm not, you know what I mean? You just have to just deal with what you deal with, whatever
Okay.
you like to listen to.
Now we're going to go in a different direction. Okay,
All right.
KingPin?
Come on.
What is KingPin outside of Addies and music? Like, who are you as a person? Like, what do you do?
There's no KingPin without music, bro. That's one. I think that's all I really do, honestly. But apart from music, like I play basketball and stuff like that. I have my kids. But on a regular day, you would see me chilling with my son or something like that. You know what I mean? Just relaxing. That's just me, personally. Laid back, as always.
Now, you said laid back, family man.
Yeah.
You're into basketball.
Of course.
So who is your basketball team? Yeah. It's going to be
boy.
kind of sketchy because you're from New York.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Most would say Knicks.
Of course, that's my
or
team.
Brooklyn.
That's my team.
Brooklyn
New York
Nets.
Knicks, even though they're not that good right now, that's my team. I can't go around it.
Okay, I can respect that. I'm a Celtics fan. So, you know,
it must
right
be
now
rough
I'm
right
still
now. Yeah.
I'm still emotionally drawn from a game.
See, New York Knicks is my team. New York Knicks.
Okay. So I would just like to say, on behalf of the Loud Lounge,
Yeah.
I appreciate having this interview,
Yeah, man,
KingPin.
respect,
And
bro.
tonight, have a great one.
Of
See you
course,
there.
man. Respect, bro. Enough respect.
Set, drop, up, up, up.